How's it, guys? This is Dayvy FPL, and I'm back again for another FPL video. This video is going to be a quick recap of Game Week 19 and then a preview of Game Week 20, where I will be using my wildcard. Yeah, so let's just go quickly over Game Week 19. As you can see, I got 75 points. The average was 59, so I got a lot more points than the average, but it did see me drop in rank from the 416th mark to the 565th place. So it's quite a weird game week. If I'm honest, I wasn't really expecting to drop in rank 100 places. As you can see, I got a lot higher than the average, but what happened, I think, is the top 1,000 managers, the average for the top 1,000 managers was 76. So I got 75, so it was quite close, but it did see me drop. Not terrible though. I'm still quite happy with this rank. It's still a great rank, and with the second half of the season still to kick off, I'm looking forward to it a lot. One thing I just want to add is I want you guys to comment down below with where you are in the world with your overall rank, and then I also want you to link me your URL for your profile. So basically, how you do that is just go to points, and then you'll see this link will come up. This little number over here that is your team ID. So basically, all you have to do is just paste this link in with your comment of where you are, and then what I'm going to do is at the end of the season, I'm going to make a review of the entire season, and then I'm going to shout out some of you guys who have gone from say the millionth mark to the top like 10K or something. I think you guys deserve to be shouted out, so I'd really appreciate it if you do that. You don't have to if you don't want to. Don't worry, I'm not gonna tune you because of your rank or anything. This is a learning channel, so I want you guys to learn through these videos and become the best FPL managers that you can possibly be. So I'd appreciate if you comment down below with that. Yeah, 75 points, 15 on average, dropped to the 500th, around the 500, 600 mark. Not terrible, but yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. I was mainly disappointed because I did get the Salah captaincy right. It was a big debate in the FPL community whether to captain Kane or Salah. Um, since the game week started, I've just been wanting to captain Salah, and I just went with my gut instead. I know some of you guys were a little bit worried about rotation, but I kind of advised you that I was willing to take the risk. So if you took it with me, we're reaping the rewards. The other good captaincy option this week was Hazard. He returned more points than Salah, but not as captain. So that was a very good differential captain. Congratulations if you chose him. So let's just go to the team quickly. Fabianski with 3 points. A little bit disappointed with him not keeping the clean sheet. Um, the weird stat about Fabianski is that he's one of the he is in I think he's the fifth worst defense in the Premier League, but then he's the third highest scoring keeper in FPL. So I personally think that he's probably going to be my season keeper. I can't really see anyone replacing him, especially at the 4 point. He's 4.7 now, but I bought him for around 4.5 mil. So there's no one really that's outscoring him in that department. Then Doherty with 2 points. I'm disappointed with my Wolves players. The Fulham game ended 1-1. Jimenez didn't get any points either. Yeah, and they have semi good fixtures, semi bad fixtures. It kind of rotates week to week. So I guess I'll just have to hold on to him because he does offer some attacking returns. Then Alonso with 2 points. That's I think in the last 3 games he hasn't returned anything. A little bit disappointing for the most expensive defender. I'll talk about him a little bit when I go to my transfers. Robertson with 6 points. Liverpool absolutely dominated Newcastle. If you didn't watch, they're looking like a very set defense and very good defense. So Robertson will be a season keeper for me unless he gets injured. Then Wan-Bissaka came off the bench for me. He was my first sub. I wanted to play him, but I couldn't play him over one of my premium defenders. So I did have him on my first bench place, and he did come in for Martial. Um, Great. I expected him to get points from this. I'm really happy with the 2 bonus points, and he's kind of saved my game week along with Felipe Anderson. Yeah, and Martial, I'm disappointed with him. I honestly thought he was the best Man United option, and then he goes and gets sick over Christmas because of a bad chef. So if like I don't, that is so unlucky, if you know what I'm saying. Um, Man United ended up winning. I think it was 3-1, 4-1. So I'm disappointed that he didn't play. Obviously, Pogba got the big points. A lot of people are looking to bring him in. Yeah. Then Salah captaincy, I already spoke about. Very set option, and the nice thing about Salah is I can kind of see him playing every week. Whereas maybe there could be rotation with some of the other premium options, but Salah's going to be Liverpool's main man. And the one thing to note is that he was on penalties. So if James Milner is not playing, Salah's the first penalty taker. And James Milner has a little bit of a knock right now, a little bit of a hamstring injury. So Salah might be on penalties for the foreseeable future, which just adds to his value. Obviously, he's an expensive player, but right now he's kind of performing at that level. He's quite consistent. Then Richarlison, he came on for 5 minutes and he got 5 points. So I can't be angry about that. A little bit disappointed that he didn't start. Burnley were absolutely shocking. Everton just thrashed them. Um, so they ended up scoring 5 goals. Digne was the top scorer in their team. Obviously, he's a defender and he scored two goals, so he's always going to be getting points. Then Felipe Anderson with 2 goals and 3 bonus points saved my game week last night. When the notifications were coming up on my phone, I was just ecstatic because um, he's not really that well owned in the higher up, but he ended up getting 2 goals, which I think makes him a keeper for the next 2 fixtures. I'll talk about him later with the transfers. Then Sane, very disappointing, but obviously as a Liverpool fan, I was happy. That's the thing about FPL that's like conflicts me, is that I'll be happy that Man City drop points. Sorry if you're a Man City fan. I don't mean that with any disrespect, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm happy that they drop points, but then I'm happy that a player like Sane didn't get any returns. So I don't really know what to think of Man City. That's 2 losses on the bounce now. But however, I do expect them to bounce back from this. I'll talk about them a little bit later when with the game week preview for game week 20. Then Jimenez with 2 points, disappointing. As I said, I was kind of hoping that they would get something out of the Fulham fixture, which would make them a little bit easier to keep in the wild card. But yeah, so we'll just have to see about that. Then Kane with 6 points. He got a goal, if I am correct. Yeah, he got a goal. Played 76 minutes, which is good. That probably means he's going to play the next one because his minutes were managed. Not a bad captaincy option. He did get a return, so you can't be that upset if you did captain him. Yeah, one of the interesting facts about the Spurs Bournemouth game was that Bournemouth actually had more shots than Spurs, and Spurs ended up winning 5-0. So either Bournemouth are really bad or just they got unlucky with their shots. But yeah, it's just the interesting fact I wanted to share with you. Yeah, so let's just go on to the transfers now because this is what you all been waiting for. So this team is currently just built for price rises. So I brought in Digne, I brought in Pogba and Son for their price rises, which did happen. Right now, my plan for the game week is to basically, if Solskjaer comes out and says that Martial is playing or is 100% like fit or whatever, I might go Pogba to Martial, and then this move is pretty much 100%. I will be bringing in Hazard. I just think that I've kind of missed the bandwagon with Son a little bit, because if you don't know about the Asia Games, it's taking place. It starts this weekend, I believe. And then Son's got special permission to miss their first 3 pool games, so he will be playing the Wolves, Cardiff, and Man United game. So I kind of think I would be bringing him in for the Wolves Cardiff fixture. Man United are looking a little bit better now, and I don't really think that he might not get that many points. The only worry with him is a little bit of rotation because of Lucas Moura and Lamela, who seem to be fit now. So I just think that I've missed the bandwagon a little bit. I'm very envious of you guys who've brought him in yourselves before this, but I will be bringing in Hazard this game week, and then I will be taking out Alonso, and then if Martial is playing, obviously, then I will be bringing in a Leicester defender, and that will be Pereira. So I've got 0 in the bank. It's a perfect amount of money. Other changes that I have made, I took Stecklenburg out for Button. As I spoke about the Asia games, Button will be the first choice for Brighton now, as Matt Ryan has left to play with Australia. So he's a 4 mil keeper, and he's going to be playing for the foreseeable future until Ryan comes back. Should be a couple of game weeks. So I'll be bringing him in just as a little bit of security. And if he's a 4 million player that's playing, I'm going to buy him. The other transfer I made was I took not Peltier, Target from Southampton out. I brought in Digne. And then that's all the transfers that I have made currently. And then if Martial is not playing, or if I just decide to stick with Pogba, I will be bringing in a 4.6 defender. So right now it's either going to be a player like Schindler from Huddersfield, as their fixtures aren't that bad for the first 3, and Schindler won't necessarily have to play all the time, as I do still have all playing defenders. Schindler, or the probable choice will be Wes Morgan from Leicester, just to take hold of these lovely 4 fixtures over here. Yeah, so that's currently what I'm thinking about doing. I know it's not a lot of transfers like you guys might have expected, but I'm almost wasting my wild card a little bit. Throughout the season, I haven't needed to adjust my team that well. From the start, I've already had a quality team, as you can see by the rank. So if I could donate my wild card to one of you guys, I would, but I'm sorry I can't. Yeah, so I just want to talk about some of my thoughts for this next game week, because I know it's quite a weird game week coming off. I know the scores were big, but there's a lot of questions being asked right now. So basically, the one talking point is Salah. Obviously, he has Arsenal and then Man City, and then he's got good fixtures. But a lot of people are maybe wanting to take him out for these 2 fixtures. To be honest, that was my original plan. I was going to take Salah out for Hazard and then maybe upgrade to another Man City midfielder. But with Man City's sudden drop in form, I'm kind of a little bit hesitant of it. As I said before, the thing about Salah is that he's going to be playing. I know he'll be playing against Arsenal at home, which isn't a bad fixture. I think Arsenal's defense isn't at the level that it should be, really. And then the Man City away fixture, that Liverpool are going to be hyped for that fixture, because they're league leaders. They're going to be wanting to gain more advantage over City. And then after that, I mean, he's got some very nice fixtures. So I don't really know. I think I'm going to just stick with him. Honestly, he might even be my captain this week. I'll talk about that a little bit now. Then obviously also the Man United options. The likes of Pogba, Rashford, Lingard. Martial hasn't been spoken about recently because of that sickness that he had. The thing about Pogba that I've noticed is that he's a lot more attacking. He's taking a lot more shots. He's attempting more assists. Rashford does have more shots than him in the penalty box, but those haven't been returns for him. I think his shot accuracy is a little bit off, whereas Pogba's been taking a lot more shots outside the box, but he has been scoring. I don't think that sustainable, shots from outside the box, but I do think that Pogba offers assist potential and goal threat, but then he's also on penalties, which in the Premier League is very helpful. Felipe Anderson, I've just got to stick with him. I think Burnley away is not a terrible fixture, and right now he looks like West Ham's main output. He then has Brighton at home, which is a good fixture. Brighton away is a different story, but Brighton at home is, I think, a good fixture. Then not too shabby fixtures, but obviously we'll see throughout the season. Richarlison comes in here. He's just had his rest. He's going to be playing all these games, I think. Good fixtures. And then Kane, also I'm going to stick with him. He's right now the captaincy's on him because I think he will play. He's got good fixtures for the rest of the season, so I think I'll be sticking with him. And then with Son, as I spoke about with the Asia games, is that he is leaving. I think I have missed the bandwagon um, on him, unfortunately. I could probably make some adjustments to get him in, but I don't really want to not have a good five-man midfield. Um, Currently, I have Kamara playing, but I'll probably swap him out for Jimenez, as I don't know if he will start. Um, and basically, that's that. With the captaincy options, I've spoken about Salah. Pogba's a little bit of a punt. Bournemouth looked absolutely atrocious versus Tottenham Hotspurs. They were all over the place defensively, so he's a good option, I think. And then obviously the Spurs lads are also great options. My only worry is that Kane doesn't seem to perform that well when he's playing with players like Lucas Moura. If I remember correctly, when I was watching Spurs a little bit, Lucas Moura seems to always play in front of Kane. So Kane's not that front talisman like he is when he plays with Son and Eriksen and Ali. Um, so yeah, a lot of people were like, if they were 100% sure Eriksen started every game week, then Kane would be their captain because Eriksen and Kane just have a special relationship, as well as Son and Kane. They always seem to do well together. So yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with captaining a Spurs player. I'll probably go with Kane as I'll be taking Son out. And then another talking point is Alonso. A lot of people have done Alonso to Digne or so forth. Um, I personally like the transfer when I maybe bring in Martial because then I can go Pereira, and then my plan is to go from this game week to go to Trent Alexander-Arnold. So double up on that Liverpool defense because they're looking quite solid. But Alonso hasn't returned in the last three, and he's a very expensive player, obviously 6.9. So a lot of people want to get rid of him. I don't really know how I feel about it. I know he hasn't done good things for me, but I kind of am a little bit attached to him. I think he's a good player, and I always remember these 13 points and 11-point returns, even last season. I still think that Chelsea do have good fixtures if you want to stick with him. That's one of the main reasons that I'm going with Hazard. But I just think that my team would be better maybe without him. But hey, watch him score a goal this weekend because I'm transferring him out. Yeah. So that's been this roundup video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you're using your wildcard this week. I know a couple of you guys are. I've been speaking to a lot of you on Twitter. You've had some great scores there that game week. And the other thing I wanted to say is that I am through in the cup. Quite a good score here, 75-30. Yeah, so that's going to round it up. Please comment down below if you have any suggestions or any questions. As I said, please comment your current rank with your user profile. And please like and subscribe to the video. The last video, we absolutely smashed my subscriptions. We gained like I think 180 subscriptions from the last video. So thanks a lot for that, guys. And the likes were also really good. So please like, subscribe, and comment down below. This has been Dayvy FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.